unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah.
Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ready. You ready? Mike Popo. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, kill.
On first down, Brees. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
6-6. Pull it high.
Brees leaves this one with Kamara. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On second and 11 now. Brees. Now this is a catch by Ted Ginn. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
You're good. Ready. Mike Popo. Hey, Charlie. You better be afraid.
Brees going to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go.
At their own 17-yard line.
Foles and the Jags come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They go with Leonard Fournette, 3rd-year back from LSU. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 16-yard line.
What is he? Hey, Silver.
Now it's the former Texan. This is Alfred Blue. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd and 11.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Hey, alert 3. Watch the safety
Now Foles. Marcus Davenport able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, get a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop.
At the 27-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Like 3, 218, chop.
Now Breeze. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Come on, one thing for sure. You know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a 3rd down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
General West. He's crossing. He's checking crack.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just...
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Kamara. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, keep it up, keep it up.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Kill. Y'all playing the wrong football.
A give to Kamara running right.
Go.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Breeze, and it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 32-yard line.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers, and the last 2 years in Oakland. Now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
Breeze now on 1st down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Get the ball. Alert 3.
Breeze now to throw. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a 1st down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
13. Great. Watch his slant. Slam.
Here's Foles. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
That's good for another Jacksonville 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. That's out to his running back, Fournette. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Demario Davis, who was the Saints' leading tackler in his first year in New Orleans, in on the stop. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Mike 27. Let's go, baby. Return over. Let's get that ball. Let's get that ball. Hey, Silver.
Foles. And a throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. A little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
Recon, 132 fighter. Slam. Check, nickel. Check.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll only get a yard, maybe two, up to the 46.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have two remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready? You ready? Check. Come on. Shift. You're good. Right forward. Ready?
Now Breeze on third down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning.
Back.
To throw again on second down. Foles looking long for Westbrook. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Be alert. Watch the run. Hey, Kaden.
They'll look to throw. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 6 there on first. Looking to throw again on second down. Foles. And that'll be incomplete. The tight end Seth DeValve, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 4.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now back to throw. He hits Blue. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They'll set up to throw. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Marcus Davenport in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. He'll drop to throw. And this is caught at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Alfred Blue, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and the lead is down to 2. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. We go 21.
Throwing now is Breeze. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. The Saints on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. This time they stay on the ground. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Record. 11. Sammy. Check. Flag down.
The final shot before half for Breeze. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, start on one. Curl. Kill.
Here's 2nd and 8. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
I got you. Flag. Check 49.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. It doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
47 Mike.
They'll try to right side here with Fournette. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
They got a yard on first, 2 on second, and 3 here on third. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, Let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
On second down, Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Check.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Running with Kamara. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
To throw is Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Called out a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off.
Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Leonard Fournette. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Tempo. Check, 47. Zebra. Check, Mike. Good, here we go. 47.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. On this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They're going to look to throw. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Fournette running right. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He's got the hook up to Lee. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook. And that'll bring up 2nd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one. And none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Mike 47. Hey, watch your leg. 47's the mic. 47's the mic.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Josh Lambo on for the field goal.
The kick by Lambo is good. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one.
5-9.
Again, it's Kamara. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the past. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Brees looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And Ginn's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Brees to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans 1st. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
44's the mic. 44's mic. Check.
On 1st and 10, here's Brees. It's brought in right side by Ginn. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Brees to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Back to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Breeze on the hook up to Thomas for the New Orleans first.
Ready?
Breeze now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Check.
They run it again with Kamara, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Saints on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 4. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. Thomas, the intended target.
And that one? Oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. The Jaguars on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from 48. And Lambeau will put this one through, and the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation.
And got his man complete. A big pickup of 38. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
10-10. Yellow lady. 12. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense. Hey, Foxtrot. 50, Mike 50. Watch the pass. 11. Hey, Mike's 50. You remember me? Let's go, baby. Pick the edge. Go. Hey, watch it. Good night.
One final try here for Breeze. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Jaguars, it'll be a much happier locker room here as they get that first win after 5 straight losses to start the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready?
Get ready, dog.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know when Mace, Posse, and Dave went. Still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin' the instrumental. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter rock. Turn it up. Giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space or out your mind? But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter. Gentlemen. When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subjugate.